part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
Hey, we're recording the podcast. Shut up.
Good morning to you, wherever you are, because it is for July 25th, 2024. My name is Bernie Burns. With me, as always, sitting right over there. She did not go to a midnight screening. Say hi to Ashley. Hi, Ashley. Good.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah, we had a weird thing where Deadpool versus Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine. This isn't Batman versus Superman. This is a buddy up. I think
They're coming together. Deadpool and Wolverine. So we could have gone to see a midnight screening last night here in Scotland. But we were like 6 to 8 hours ahead of like everybody in the western part of America. We could have ruined this for all of you, and we didn't. So I think that deserves kudos.
So you're welcome.
I think it deserves kudos. I really do.
We're taking all praise here.
We also haven't talked much about it because we didn't want any smart guys out there ruining stuff for us, which has happened in the past. So why are we talking about it now, Ash?
Because as you're listening to this, we're already headed there, and we're going to see it for ourselves in the theater, and then so no spoilers at all.
Nah, we missed them all. I managed to miss every single one. I'm not watching YouTube like the last 3 days. I'm not going to watch it when we're in the car going up there either.
I have not missed all of them. I think I've missed most of the big ones probably. There have been a couple helpful people around. Like there was a trailer that came out recently, like the final trailer.
Let's not. Like, you're
I know,
dangerous territory.
I know, I'm tempting fate. But people said, hey, don't watch this trailer. There's something in it.
Stop, what are you doing?
That could be a spoiler. So if you care about that kind of thing, don't watch the trailer. And so I said, thank you, kind sir, and did not watch the trailer because I don't want to know. I want to know as little as possible.
Just so you know, Ashley moderated the hell out of all of her comment sections when she ran the
I got everything spoiled for me for years.
2.5 years where every single thing in mass media was spoiled for Ashley because she had to moderate it for everyone else. That was like a bullet you took. Of the many moderation bullets you took, that was one of them.
Jumped on so many grenades.
Yeah. So thank you for your service, Ashley. We greatly appreciate that.
Now it's my turn to go in innocent and happy.
Though, while we're talking about spoilers, we're not going to mention any spoilers. And I don't know anything about this movie at this point in time while I'm sitting here talking into this microphone. I know nothing about this movie other than it's called Deadpool versus Wolverine. But spoilers used to be before anyone could see it. That was a spoiler, not before an individual had seen it. Like if you were interested in seeing it, like this would be the release date, Thursday,
right, like the
maybe Monday.
Was if you haven't had the opportunity to see it,
maybe
yet,
Monday.
Then yeah, that would be a spoiler. And yeah, maybe give it a couple days out of courtesy. But you're right, it's shifted to now like. But I might see it at some point. It's on my list. I'm going to get around to it. So, I don't want to hear anything because I just don't want to know. How many years can you go before you can talk about stuff?
Can you please remove this from the cultural conversation so that I can keep it pristine in case I decide I might want to take part in it? That's not the way culture works, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I do feel like to some degree, talking about a lot of things has suffered as a result. And that, but also combined with sort of like the binge model of streaming services is, do you remember there was a time, Bernie, the good old days, when this would have been, I'm going to use Lost as the example, because I know that you talked about it on like a weekly basis, right?
No, what is it? Lost?
Lost.
What's the show? I'm not familiar with that.
Where you would, like, between episodes, you would talk and you would theorize and you'd be like, what is it? And that conversation was a big part of the experience of the show, right?
Wow, sounds like an exciting program. I will check that out.
And now there's so much like spoiler sensitivity that it can be hard to talk about things because someone hasn't decided to watch it yet.
I finally thought of a use case for myself for the Apple Vision Pro.
Okay, hit me with it.
I could just have an AR thing when I'm talking to someone in their face. There's a database of what they've seen and haven't seen. And as I get close to something they haven't seen, my field of vision basically just turns red. It warns me that you're about to ruin something for them.
Warning, they haven't watched Felicity yet.
But they might get around to it. They might find an archived version of the WB somewhere. Don't bet on it.
Look, Gilmore Girls is on the watch list.
Yeah, I was trying to watch Felicity, and she was just like chasing a drugged up bear through the woods. Is that what the show is about? you see, by the way, you showed me this really weird story where they found a leg in Australia. What is going on with the oceans,
It's
man?
the sharks, man. The sharks are on a bender. So yes, this was a story out of Australia where I think it was a 23-year-old surfer got attacked by a great white shark.
Whoa.
Got its leg bit off, and at the they got him used like a belt or something as a tourniquet, got him in the ambulance, got him to the hospital, and then Bernie, get this shit, the leg washed up on shore. They put it on ice, took it to the hospital, and he had a surgery to have it reattached.
How is that possible? I always thought like you had to like grab the thing, whatever got cut off, immediately.
Well, I mean, they had to dust some sand out of it, probably.
Did it like show up like 2 miles down the beach a day later or something, and they somehow reattached his leg?
The article didn't specify time. It said shortly after, but I assume that if a leg washes up, you have a pretty good idea that it goes to the guy who just left it into ambulance with one leg missing.
I have a feeling I wouldn't wait for it to come all the way up on shore, like a piece of driftwood.
They're like running after the ambulance, like waving the leg. Hey, you forgot this!
Well, they tried to reach the cocaine shark for comment.
What did the cocaine shark have to
He was
say about that?
sleeping it off. He said, "What do you mean leg? No, I'm fine. I don't have a leg. I'm not missing a leg. I'm fine. What are you talking to me about a leg for? I don't even have legs. I'm a shark. Sharks don't have legs.
Hey, you got a bump?
Even mermaids don't have legs. That's why they're mermaids. They take the legs off and then they become mermaids." Oh wait, it's not my leg. It's some other leg. I had nothing to do with that leg. I was up all night. I was on another place. What are you doing? Why are you talking to me about legs? Is it hot in here? I feel like it's hot in here. The ocean's getting hotter? They say the oceans are getting hotter. It feels like 4 degrees hotter in here.
Well, I mean, the shark's not wrong. The shark's not wrong. It is getting hot in
Hey,
here.
do I have a lot of teeth? I feel like I have a lot of teeth in my mouth. Now I feel like I have no teeth in my mouth. Do I have teeth? Can you check my teeth? But actually, while we're talking about the shark, actually is talking about hot oceans. Did you hear this record that was set on Monday? I guess they're still compiling data for other days of the week.
Well, that it was the Monday set a record, right?
Monday set a record, breaks the record for the hottest day ever on Earth. So the average of all the temperatures all over the world, driven by oceans that won't cool down, an unseasonably warm Antarctica, and worsening climate change, Earth's record hot streak dialed up this week, making Monday the hottest day humans have ever measured. It is a record, Ashley. Set a record for the hottest day on Earth ever.
Okay.
It is a record that goes all the way back to Sunday, the previous day.
Wait, you mean Sunday? Sunday set a record and then Monday broke the record?
Yeah, we set the record on Sunday, and then we set the record again on Monday.
Well, that seems like a positive trend.
It's not the individual measurements, it's the overall trend, and the trend is up. I just got in an argument with some of my friends about this, where they were just like, it wasn't really friends. It was one person in particular. It was just like, yeah, it's all, the Earth warms up and cools down over eons. It's a natural process. It's like, yeah, I get it. Losing your legs to sharks is a natural process as well. We try to do things to avoid it. There's lots of natural things. The dinosaurs were theoretically wiped out by a meteor. That's a natural thing that happened. A meteor came and hit it. If a meteor was coming towards us, we would do something about it, right? We wouldn't just say, oh, it's natural. Let's just business as usual, everybody. We're supposed to fight things. Disease is natural. We try to fight disease. Why wouldn't we try to fight this thing?
Because it's inconvenient, Bernie.
Fight this planet.
It's inconvenient. Fight the planet.
Yeah, so I can only imagine that's going to get worse as time goes on. I was wondering about this, and we have every job in the world, it seems like, in our community who listens to the podcast. I'm curious if anyone is like an astroclimatologist. Is there a time of year that is hottest overall for the Earth?
I'm going to say August.
Well, you would say August because it's hot for us in the summer, right?
Yes.
And that's when it tilts, as the Earth goes around the sun, when the tilt of the Earth is pointing us most towards the sun, essentially. But there is a point, like the arrangement of the landmass of the Earth. Is there a particular time, particular angle that's hotter overall for everybody? Is August going to be hotter, or are we now coming through that hottest period overall for the planet? You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, astroclimatologists, please weigh in.
Because in August, you were in Sydney in August. That's going to be the dead of winter. The weirdest thing you told me about down there is you would celebrate Christmas in summer, and I still just can't wrap my head around it.
Was
Even
really
though it makes
weird.
perfect sense.
They would have there was like a Santa pub crawl where they would like run. Everyone's in like the bathing suit Santa costumes, and they're like running from like pub to pub.
No,
it
what's
was
a bathing suit
it was
Santa
a
costume?
mess.
We don't have bathing suit Santa costumes, Ashley.
It was basically just like a swimsuit and a beard.
This is a fucking.
And decorate your palm tree.
It's like we're living in a
Well,
Katy
here's-
Perry video. Ashley showed me the Katy Perry latest music video.
Yes, this is the Woman's World music video that that came out recently.
I'm a
The
feminist.
feminist anthem.
I'm a huge feminist. I'm a rock solid feminist.
Was it
right
was
now.
it the boob bounce that did it for you? The close up of the boobs. Was that what turned you into a feminist?
Guys, find yourself a lady, or ladies who like ladies. Find yourself a lady like Ashley who will go through frame by frame and show you the quote unquote worst parts of the Katy Perry video. That was a real treat. That research was fantastic.
You didn't even see the part where she put like a fuel nozzle in her butt.
Excuse me? What? Did she really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to go back and watch it. I want to be up to date, Ashley.
She has to refuel. Apparently, she's not an EV.
Listen, you want a lady who can do both. You want a lady who can show you the Katy Perry video and dress up as Trinity for senior prom. I gotta say, by the way, people, stop sending me money on Venmo. I am getting tired of refunding people on Venmo. I don't know how you found my Venmo. It's at Bernie Burns, by the way. I don't know how you found my Venmo. I'm not gonna take any more payments. I'm not gonna refund anymore. Stop sending me money on Venmo. I have not figured out what to do with this picture, but I have an idea.
Were you gonna send them pictures of your feet?
No, that's a great idea. Sitting right here thinking about this. If enough people send me Venmo payments, I could send each one of them a pixel. And then they can get together as a community, as an event. This is like what Peter
Like
Molyneux.
a puzzle group.
Yeah, this is a Peter Molyneux thing that he would do. And then they can put together the picture, and then they have you as Trinity at your senior prom. But no,
Yes,
please,
That sounds like a great idea.
for real, please don't send me one. I'm tired of refunding these $1 Venmos.
Well, let's.
The IRS is gonna be, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you refunding all these $1 charges?
Well, Bernie, I gotta say, it's unfortunate that the planet has set a record for its heat. But there are other records that we should be talking about, if I may, and that is Inside Out 2. You helped with this one. Inside Out 2.
Let's set some boundaries here, Ashley. This is
go
gonna
ahead.
there's a married couple we have to have a healthy discussion with.
All right, boundaries
We're
go.
just gonna talk about Inside Out 2. I'm gonna set a timer right now. We're gonna talk about it for less than a minute. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get in. We're gonna get out. Thematically.
Are we getting Inside
No,
Out?
you're starting already. Clock go. Time started because you said it. Go.
So, Inside Out 2 has now set the record for highest grossing animated film of all time. Asterisk.
No asterisk.
No, it depends. It depends if you count the 2019 Lion King. So on the Wikipedia list of highest grossing animated films of all time, 2019 Lion King is still up there. But Disney apparently does not count that as an animated film because they made it under a live action
I don't
banner.
think anybody counts it as an animated film or as a live action film.
But
That's
it
what I'm
is
gonna say.
but it is an entirely animated film. It's CG animation.
There's an animated Lion King. It exists. So what's this? The other animated Lion
Yes!
King? Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just saying, listen, I want to be done with this conversation. I'm tired of talking about this movie. Inside Out 2, greatest ever, biggest grossing movie ever. Boom, boom, boom. We're done.
Well,
done. Gold medal.
Tell you what, $200 million, which I think it can do, because it's only been out 6 weeks and it's got 100 days, so like into September before it even hits streaming. So I think it can do another $200 million in that time, probably pretty handily.
And time. We're done. We're done talking about it. Hey, I mentioned gold medals in there. Did you hear the news about your hometown?
No.
They have won the hosting of the 2034 Winter Olympics, Ashley.
Oh, congrats to
Salt
Salt
Lake
Lake
City?
City,
I believe-
2034.
I saw Utah. Let me make sure it's not
If
just...
it's Winter Olympics, it's going to be Salt Lake City. I don't think St. George is really like a winter sports place.
Yes, Salt Lake City, Utah, 2034 Winter Olympics return to U.S. for first time in 32 years.
Since what, the last Salt Lake City Olympics in 2002.
Look, where else are you going to hold them? We're going to be running out of places. There could be in our lifetime. Where are we going to hold the Winter Olympics?
I don't think
like on a floating ice cap in the North Pole. Like one of the last ones will be us and a polar bear.
the moon.
Figure skating. It'll be like the Vought on ice.
Vought on ice.
It'll be like two people figure skating, and then the polar bear comes in and rips them to shreds. And the orcas are sinking all the boats on their way up there.
I heard a sport suggested, which was nice. It starts out as ice hockey, but you keep raising the temperature, and eventually it's a water polo.
Oh, bad
That's
news.
going to be an Olympic sport.
All the sharks were eliminated after their drug tests.
It's okay. They were Russian anyway.
So you grew up in a town that had the Olympics.
Yeah, in fact, my dad volunteered for the Olympics.
Did he really?
Yeah, he does. He's got like a trophy or an award on his mantle. He's very proud of it.
That's something to be really proud of. I didn't know that was the case. It's in his living room.
Yeah.
I'll check it out next time I'm there. But there's always been this kind of weird debate of what is the economic impact of hosting the Olympics. Would you say, anecdotally, as a resident of Salt Lake City, that it was good for your city?
Overall, I would say yes.
Okay.
There are a couple issues. I think they built some hotels that were immediately abandoned after the demand of the Olympics, that kind of thing. But there was a lot of infrastructure built to support the Olympics. And
What do you mean, like highways or
lot of-
gondolas?
gondola type. Yeah, well, and like,
Condom factories?
there was a lot of renovations to a lot of like the ski resorts and ski areas and things like that as well. Lots of the facilities, as it were.
Okay.
And I expect that now that a lot of that is already in place, it would of course need to be probably maintained and updated, but there's probably a lot less to do this time around to host again.
It occurs to me I don't know what infrastructure is. I guess in my head I've always thought of as intra, like inter and intra. I don't know what infra
yeah, I don't think
is.
so. I think it's it's the infrastructure.
Yeah.
The structure infra.
Is there any other words that use infra besides infrared?
Well, let's do a lexicon thing here. What does infrared mean?
There's Inframan, who's a dope ass Japanese robot guy. He's awesome too. So maybe it's related to him. Maybe they're just building structure to build giant Japanese robots.
Well, according to
I'm
the
on board
internet,
again.
infra is a prefix meaning below.
So infrared is like below the visible spectrum.
I guess.
That's
Yeah,
where the
that
term
would make
infrared comes
sense.
from.
That would make a lot of sense. So I'm sort of reorganizing my vocabulary.
We're
in my
seeing
brain now.
high red. That's what we're seeing now. We're not this low level red. We're like the high level red.
We're the red
That's
with,
what we can see.
We're the red with all the bumps in it.
Ashley's got me using this thing on my face now, which is like a red LED light. I'm not convinced that thing's not blinding me when I use it. It looks like
Are you putting it in your eyes? Because that's not how you use it.
It looks like a scanner from the 80s. I had a handheld Logitech scanner that you would run handheld to down a page. It looks just like that.
Okay, well, I want to be really clear about two things. One, I'm not making you use anything. I got that for me, and you have started using it.
Ashley, can you just run with this, please? Help me out here. Please.
And two, red LED light is supposed to be a good anti-aging thing. I'm trying to keep it tight while I can.
And for some reason, I've got a cue cat up my ass when we're doing this. I'm not really sure why. I feel like I'm in a Katy Perry video all already.
It's very empowering.
The future's female.
Speaking of female, in the wake of Kamala Harris announcing her bid for presidency, I started watching the show Veep. And apparently, I'm not alone. Brady, this show has exploded in viewership.
That was the weirdest thing ever. Why you started watching Veep on your own? Were you just tapped into some kind of social consciousness as other people, or was it suggested to you, or did you read an article about it?
It wasn't suggested to me.
This is the Julia Louis-Dreyfus show. Veep.
Yeah, so this is where she plays the vice president. No, I thought about it, but her announcing her run, Kamala Harris, that is, reminded me of the show. I thought, I've always heard good things about the show. I've meant to watch the show. I'm going to put it on. And then I did. But it turns out I'm not the only one. The show saw a 353% spike on July 22nd. So right after she announced her candidacy, everyone thought, I'm going to watch Veep. It's not that weird, though. Think about it. You're like, let's see what I've got coming.
Dude, and can I just say, like, after Biden stepped down, and there was this kind of period where they weren't sure, and really it's not official who the Democratic presidential nominee is. She came out of the gate like, where did she come from? She's been VP this whole time. And all of a sudden, like, everybody's behind her. It's been this crazy, like, drafting thing. She's like shot out of the gate, Ash.
Yeah, she got all her ducks in a row really quickly.
At first, I thought, oh man, are they going to wait all the way till mid-August to the Democratic National Convention to officially announce her as the candidate?
I don't think they can because I think there are several states that have cutoffs to get on the ballot for the election, and the Democratic National Convention is like in the middle of or like right around the date of several states, including like Washington, I think. So I don't think they can wait until then to actually do the nomination. And I think she's now got all the delegates that she needs. So I think she's pretty well set. She's been raising record amounts of money. So I think that she is the presumptive nominee at this point, and they probably won't waste too much time before they make it official.
I mean, just in total, like Monday morning quarterbacking here. Hottest Monday on ever quarterbacking.
Well, look, you've been doing a lot of practice watching college football 25, so you're ready for
the fake Longhorns beat the fake Alabama Tide. So it was fantastic. I was so happy about it. Now I'm thinking, instead of them waiting until the Democratic National Convention, and that's too long, I feel like now they should have waited till like the Monday before the election to do it, because it was like one of these things where she just came, boom, shot out, and it's like there's no time yet for anything really to go wrong. Everyone's just super excited about it. Going back to the Olympic thing, have you ever seen the Olympic sport? It's a summer Olympic it's called sprint, and which is not.
Is it running?
No. This is bikes, and it's in a velodrome, where they're two guys on bikes, or whoever. It's women's sprints as well. But at some point, somebody like broke the mechanic for the sport. It's just basically a duel, a one-on-one race around. And I don't know how many laps it is. I don't know much about the sport. Let's say it's 10 laps. For like the first 75%, 80% of the match, they're going in super slow motion. Like they're barely pedaling their bikes fast enough to stay up, because somebody figured out if they saved all their energy for the giant sprint at the end, and they had the aerodynamic advantage to be behind the other rider, that was the place to be. So it's basically you're watching this cat and mouse game forever of these two dudes on bikes.
Trying to like outslow each other?
Trying to get behind each other, right. And then all of a sudden one of them will take off, and then they're off the races. Here, let me show this to you. Look at this.
Okay.
This is an Olympic sport, Ashley.
Is that in slow motion?
No. Look at this. Look at this guy. He can't even pedal. Like really, he has to move his front wheel in order to stay up. We'll post this in a link dump. This is an audio podcast. It's one of the craziest things ever. But the presidential campaign in America is reminding me of this. It's just like, yeah, and then it's gonna be over before we know it.
Maybe. Speaking of the Olympics, they're about to kick off the Summer Olympics in Paris. So we'll be able to watch this live sprinting excitement live.
And since we're all in on politics today, I got to show you this.
Oh no.
Let me see. I got a text message from Ted Cruz. Because I
didn't know you two were besties.
He's got me. I thought I had him blocked in the group chat. But my phone number is still from Texas. So Ted Cruz, being a senator from Texas, he was messaging me. Now, when you think of a political message, Ashley, what do you think of? Like, what does it usually look like?
Well, let's see. Ted Cruz is greetings from Cancun.
A weather report from the Cancun beaches.
I mean, howdy from Cancun. I am the super Texan, and you should elect me, because otherwise the liberals will win.
Right. So it's usually a text message. It looks like this. I'm holding my thumb here to not show you what the first text looks like. So here's normal text. It's a little text telling you all these things you just said, like be scared and stuff like that. Let me scroll down so you show what the first text message in this series was.
Is that a headshot? Did Ted Cruz send you his headshot?
He sent me a picture of himself. I've never seen this before in a political text. It's so weird.
I don't understand. Does he want you to vote for him or not? Because it seems like sending that photo is self-sabotage.
Why is he holding a fish? It's so weird. Can we please make this the thumbnail, the Ted Cruz?
Yes. I'll make the thumbnail just for you, and we can all look at Ted Cruz.
Does he think I don't know what he looks like? Like, it's so, or does this make it more personal?
Or it's like, how are you going to find him on the ballot if you can't see his mustache?
Or am I going to be like, what a nice photo? So funny.
That's weird.
All right, well, Ashley, we got to get on the road to go see Deadpool. So please tell us, who are our gold and silver medalists in no particular order for today's podcast?
Oh, well, today we are thanking Juan Solorio and Super Stewie for their medaling and sponsorship.
Thank you very much for your participation. Sorry everyone else didn't medal, but you know what? You're always bronze medalists in our hearts. And thank you very much for listening to us today. I was going to say July 25th, 2024, Deadpool vis-a-vis Wolverine Day. We will be back to talk to you tomorrow. We hope you'll be here as well.
Bye, everybody.